They thought you'd break. They thought you'd beg. They thought you'd run after them, crawling through the dirt for a little attention. But you didn't. You just smiled and walked away. That's the moment the silence started to hurt them. Because nothing destroys a manipulator, a fake friend, or a liar faster than realizing their control over you is gone. See, the world is full of people who feed off your reaction. They insult you, betray you, ignore you, just to see if you'll chase after their approval. They want to know if they still own your emotions. But the moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop chasing, that's when you become dangerous. Because silence is power. Walking away is control. And not explaining yourself, that's pure chaos. Remember this, weak people crave attention. But powerful people, they crave peace. That's why the Joker smiled. Not because he didn't care, but because he finally understood the joke. The joke was the world itself. A stage full of actors pretending to be loyal, pretending to be real. And once you stop chasing their applause, you start living your truth. They thought silence meant weakness, but silence is a message. It says, I no longer care what you think. And that terrifies them. Because control only exists when you respond. Think about it. They ignored your texts to make you desperate. They withdrew love to make you chase validation. They created distance so you'd run after them. It's a game. A mind game. And they thought you'd play forever. But one day, something inside you snapped. Quietly. You stopped arguing. You stopped proving. You stopped caring about being understood. And that's when the power shifted. Now they're the ones checking your stories. Now they're the ones wondering why you stopped talking. Because silence echoes louder than anger ever could. And you see, people expect you to fall apart when they leave. They expect you to beg for closure, cry for clarity, or chase what's gone. But when you stay calm, when you move on without drama, you strip them of the one thing they wanted most, your energy. The Joker understood that perfectly. He knew chaos wasn't about shouting. It was about control. It's when you can look at someone who betrayed you and smile like nothing happened. That smile says, you can't touch me anymore. They thought they could play with your emotions. But you learned the hardest lesson. Never chase people who walk away. Because real ones never leave. And if they did, then losing them was a form of freedom. You stopped chasing, not because you gave up, but because you woke up. And once you wake up, you realize peace costs more than people. They thought you'd chase success too. They thought you'd beg for opportunities, validation, a seat at their table. But you learned sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is build your own table in silence. You stop trying to prove your worth to people who never saw your value. And that's when everything began to change. Because when you stop chasing approval, you start chasing purpose. You ever notice how people start watching? When you go quiet, The ones who once ignored your efforts suddenly start paying attention when you detach. They say you've changed. Number, you didn't change. You evolved. You stopped being available to things that drain your energy. Let me tell you something real. There's a man who worked years chasing validation. From friends, bosses, relationships. Every time he did more, they expected more. Every time he gave, they took. Until one day, he walked away. He started building in silence. And when he returned, everyone pretended they believed in him the whole time. That's the world. They doubt you when you're silent, mock you when you're consistent, and respect you only when it's too late. The Joker knew this truth too. He never begged Gotham to understand him. He watched it burn, because sometimes destruction isn't hate. It's freedom from hypocrisy. You don't have to destroy things like him. But you can destroy your old habits, your old need for approval, your old desire to be liked. Burn those illusions and you'll see what's left. You. They thought you'd chase, but you learned to attract. And attraction is silent, powerful, and unbothered. It's when your energy becomes the loudest thing in the room, even when you say nothing at all. They thought you'd chase. But now, they're the ones chasing ghosts. They scroll through your silence, trying to find the version of you that used to care. But that version, it's gone. Buried under lessons they forced you to learn. You see, silence changes people. It sharpens your mind, hardens your soul, and teaches you what noise never could. When you stop running after what left, you start running toward who you're meant to be. That's the shift. That's the awakening. People fear losing others, but the truth is, you only lose what was never yours to begin with. You never lose loyalty. You never lose real love. You only lose illusions. And when those illusions faded, you meet yourself, raw, real, and untouchable. The Joker once said, "They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same." And that's the core of power, to walk your path alone, without explaining why, without proving anything, without chasing. Let them think you're cold. Let them call you heartless. They'll never understand that silence isn't emptiness. It's evolution. You just stopped entertaining what doesn't feed your soul. So don't chase. Don't beg. Don't explain. Become the silence that makes them wonder, the calm that makes them question, the strength that makes them regret. You are not here to be understood. You are here to become undeniable. So walk away with that smile. Let them feel your absence. Let them hear your silence, because the loudest revenge is peace. If they thought you'd chase, show them how dangerous stillness can be. Keep your silence, build in shadows, and when the time is right, let your success do the talking. Don't owe the world your explanation. You don't owe people your energy. Every time you choose silence, you're teaching them a lesson, that your peace is more valuable than their validation. Let the world chase noise. You chase greatness. build quietly, move differently, and rise so high that even the ones who betrayed you have to whisper your name with respect. The storm you walked through didn't break you. It trained you. So stay focused, stay cold, and remember, the next time they look for you in the dark, make sure all they find is your legacy.